Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thine heart, and in the sight of thine eyes. But know thou that for all these things God will bring thee into judgment. Therefore remove sorrow from thy heart, and put away evil from thy flesh, for childhood and youth are vanity.
Any word of advice you give to somebody who's a young investor who would like to emulate you, what you would recommend that they do to kind of build something close to what you've done?
I think you should look for the job that you would want to hold if you didn't need a job. I mean, you're probably only going to live once. You don't want to go sleepwalking through life, and you really, whether you make X or 120% of X, really isn't remotely as important as to whether, in most cases, you marry the right person and you also find something that you would do if you didn't need the money. And I've had that job for 50 or more years. I was lucky in that I sort of found early on what turned me on that way. But don't worry about making the most money this week or next month. I mean, when I went to offered to work for Ben Graham, I said I'll work for nothing, and I meant it.
So the magnitude of the challenge and the problem that you're willing to tackle will determine the results that you get. And so sometimes people, young entrepreneurs, when they're starting out, have a neat idea. They project that onto other people, what they think the world needs, without actually finding out whether the world needs it. The world doesn't need it. They're fighting uphill trying to sell something to a group of people that don't feel that they need something. And they're presumptive and projective of their values onto the world instead of finding out what the world needs and meeting those needs. People that are the billionaires are meeting vast needs, and they're caring enough about humanity to find what those needs are and then serving those needs in a way that they're inspired to serve.
What advice do you give to young entrepreneurs that are starting their journey?
You have to become an animal salesperson. It's a required skill. You have to be able to sell and close, because without that ability, you can't attract great employees, you can't raise capital, you can't negotiate with people. You have to master the art of persuasion. The second thing I would say is that you have to surround yourself with people that possess the skill sets that you don't naturally have. You're never going to be a one-person army on your road to success. There's going to be other people that are instrumental in helping you get there. Third thing is, do not surround yourself with yes people, yes men. That's the biggest mistake you can make, is people that are scared to tell you the way things are. And I hate when that happens. And the biggest one of all is that test. Test your ideas and beware of false positives. And then one bonus tip here is, learn to delay your gratification. If you do that, I promise you'll end up okay.
I would say to a young person, you can choose a life of ease and comfort, or you can choose a life of service and adventure. Which one of those, when you're 90 years old, are you going to be more proud of? A young person should find something that they're passionate about to do. If you don't love your work, you're never going to be great at it. The other thing I would suggest, even before they start their career, is to really think about their choices. When I was young, I made this mistake too. You can get very fixed on your gifts. So everybody has gifts. There are a lot of things that you can be given, but those things can confuse you because they're not the things that construct your life. It's your choices that construct your life, not your gifts. You celebrate your gifts. Be proud of them. Be happy of them. Actually, don't be proud of them. Be celebratory of them, but you can't be proud because they're gifts. They were given to you. You didn't earn them. You can only be proud of the things you earn.
Young guys coming to a lot of money. This is $100. What you want to do is you want to rip the 100 in half. 50, save it. Don't even touch it. Invest, put it away, don't even look at it. Now you got 50 left. Now the smart people, the real smart people, the billionaires of the world, they'll take half of that 50, put all that away. This right here, have fun. You want to buy houses, you want to buy cars, you want to buy planes, you want to travel. This right here is what you have fun with. This right here is what you need for when you retire. So you invest, you put it away, you save it, you don't touch it. This is the house money. This is what you play with. I tell them that this money's not going to last forever. You got to save it, you got to invest it, and you got to be smart. My first check, I blew it. I blew it in like 20 minutes. That's because I needed to. I bought my mom a car, dad a car, paid off their credit, bought them a house. I knew I was young. I knew I had more money coming in. But the second and the check after that, I was like, I got to start saving.
Know yourself, follow your passion, make your work and passion the same thing while considering the money part, because money will get you freedom and choice and be able to make that. But if you know yourself, feel the pull and pursue that passion.
What would you say to young people that want to change the world, that have big ideas? What advice could you give?
I would say, go do it. Just go out there and do it. The biggest thing I think people fail to do is that they're too afraid to try things. That they shouldn't be afraid of failing, and they should just go and do it.
Did you fail at anything that you tried?
I've lost. I've not lost a war, but I've lost battles, certainly.
Robert Kiyosaki, we're here talking to Miss Alex, and we're also talking about financial education for millennials and money. And I'm glad she's asking me when she's very young, because one of the biggest mistakes, I still hear it today from young people, oh, I don't have to worry because I'm still
young.
Yeah, and that is death to most people, because eventually you get old and then you're not young again. So it's a way of saying, when I talk about assets and liabilities, one of the most important things you have in your life is time. It's one of your greatest assets, or it's your liability.
I think if you succeed, every mistake becomes legendary. If you fail, that's just garbage. So stay full, stay foolish to your dream, and continue to fight. And young people are the solutions for tomorrow. Young people are the solutions for all the worries. And young people, if you stay with them, you will be full of energetic. But the advice I give to the young people is that also the advice I give to myself, that nothing is easy. Nothing is free. If you want to be successful, you have to pay the price. Alibaba, 18 years to today's size. Yeah, we are lucky, but we work much harder than most of the people. We never sleep well and sound in the evening. I traveled last year 867 hours a year in the plane. I'm working hard, my team working very hard. 18 years, we work like a normal company, 70 years, day and night. Nothing is free. Nothing is easy. Easy means you have to think different. You have to do different. Early days in my company, when some ideas come to my desk, Jack, this is a great idea, and I look at everybody. Everybody say it is a good idea, I normally throw into the rubbish. Because everybody say it is good, then all the other people think of. If everybody say this is going to be very tough, I'm very interested in that tough question. And I pick up and say, how can we do it in a different way? This is to be unique, to be different. Today is very tough. Tomorrow is more tougher. The day after tomorrow is beautiful, but most people die tomorrow evening. You have to work very hard. Every tough days, every tough situations, problems you meet, that is the training of yourself. When you graduate your school, graduate from the school, you just start your career of learning. When you got a PhD diploma or bachelor diploma, this is just a certificate your parents paid the tuition for 4 years. Your real challenge is when you leave the college, the real life starts. The real exam starts. The real test starts. That's life. So, one thing you are lucky, as I said, if students cannot survive, 99.9% of people in the world cannot survive. Only you have this confidence, you will be able to face the challenge of future. If you are 20 to 30 years old, please find a good boss, not necessarily a good company. Learn from the boss, learn how to do it. When you are 30 to 40 years old, try to do something yourself if you really want to try. When you're 40 to 50 years old, do things that you are good at. After 20 years of learning, you should do something you're good at. When you are 50 to 60 years old, spend your time supporting young people. When you are over 60 years old, spend time with your grandchildren. That is normally a lot of people like that. So when you are graduate, when you just in the university, don't think about, I want to resign from the school and be another Bill Gates, because Bill Gates left Harvard. There's only one Bill Gates in the world. When you graduate, find a company. Most important, find a good boss that can train you, discipline you, and tell you what is good and right. It's more important than a good company. Of course, a good company, a good boss, even better. And then continue your life. It's all about the partner. So the thing I learned is that don't give up. My opportunity has not come yet. When everybody complains, that is the opportunity. If we want to be successful, we should make a lot of mistakes and never give up. A lot of people, they make mistakes, they have a problem, they give up. We never give up.
The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he that winneth souls is wise.
Thank you for watching and have a successful mind.